And here we go. Welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about PlayStation today. Sony is rumored to be developing a new ultra woke game. So let's cue the music and we'll get right into it. ThatParkplace.com, I will link to the article down below, is stating that PlayStation is rumored to be developing an ultra-woke game featuring a transgender protagonist, complaining about lack of women leaders. That sounds it sounds so foolish that it has to be true, because you just can't make up stuff like that. The rumor comes from Noticias PlayStation account on X, which is obviously a Spanish account, who shared via X's machine translation a casting for a PlayStation Studios game currently in production would be looking for the following: girl of about 20 or 30 years old, with dark skin and transgender. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3 boxes ticked off right there. Knife expert. And the story would be about how their culture does not accept women as leaders in their community. Okay. I'm not even intrigued. It's really, what the hell is this? In a subsequent post, the account added, regarding the casting call that I published a few days ago, I would like to clarify some things. It was never a bait. It's 100% real. The info was taken from a page where you have to register to see the casting calls. There are also Ubisoft, Activision, and other SIE games. I claim that it is a PlayStation Studios game because the casting director's history 99% of the time worked for SIE. Trust me, guys, I would never go into the mud without being 100% sure of things with a sensitive topic like this. And according to ex-user Rhino the Bounce of the website, this information was garnered from was Actors Access. It says new info. PlayStation Studios is reporting, and he kind of repeats the same thing there. Talk about what they're looking for. The website describes how projects get cast via its frequently asked questions. A casting director or filmmaker will send us their project information, and we will work with them to get their breakdown prepared for release. They decide where they want it to go, and we release it to agents and managers and or actors in those regions. It adds, agents and managers view projects on breakdownexpress.com, and actors view projects on actorsaccess.com. In both cases, the Actors Access profile is submitted for casting to view submissions and select the actors they want to audition. Actors audition via EcoCast, self-tape, in person, or through EcoCast Live. Casting works with their collaborators to finalize casting. Furthermore, the website confirms it does voice as well as animation work. We post over 97% of all scripted content that requires actors in North America. This includes film, TV, commercial, voice, and animation. We support the entire industry from student filmmakers to the biggest budget studio and network projects. And it's not unsurprising that PlayStation would be developing a game like this, despite how important it is. The company recently showcased its 5v5 multiplayer shooter Concord, being developed by Firewalk Studios. The game featured a number of characters that have their preferred pronouns listed in their biographies, indicating the game is pushing transgender ideology. At least one case of the characters has undecided. Lark. Yeah, Lark's undecided. So this is a rumor at this point. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And looking at how much garbage has been pushed out into the gaming ecosphere lately, I wouldn't be surprised if this is 100% true. I mean, that's exactly what gaming needs to revitalize it, with all these studios closing, and people getting fired, and all these huge all these companies losing hundreds of millions of dollars and all that. We need to revitalize this whole industry. And the only way to do that is obviously with a black transgender female character who is starring in a game that's about the lack of leaders in her culture that are female. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, so here you have a man pretending to be a woman, complaining that there's not enough women in leadership positions. is he looking for one of those leadership positions? Because that would be the ultimate and most humorous irony in the world would be if his goal was to, or if he had a position of leadership and there he is, the patriarchy, stealing a job from the poor old females in whatever culture that they want this to be in. I mean, it just sounds utterly ridiculous. You can't make this garbage up. Hopefully, Sony, you wake up and you just put this one on the cutting room floor before you invest too much time and money into it, because it sounds like complete garbage. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know anything about it. But based off of that, it's the kind of game that'll go be DOA right when it comes out. I mean, gamers are tired of this stuff. Look at the backlash all of these games are getting, but because they're injecting all of this woke DEI garbage into their games every single time. Things just it goes bad. Look at Forspoken, look at the backlash with this new Assassin's Creed Shadows that's coming out, and the craziness there. I mean, we have a feudal Japan game set in feudal Japan, black protagonist with hip-hop music playing while he fights, because I could just see those freaking idiot developers patting each other on the back. Let's put some hip-hop music in there. The blacks will really like that. I mean, come on, man. You guys are such clowns. Absolute clowns. And on top of that, you're stealing artwork, you're stealing flag designs from real-time people, and you're talking about making him gay. Yeah, it's going in the toilet. Warner Brothers, the Suicide Squad fiasco was just absolutely awful. $200 million loss due to that game. $200 million loss. If I was in charge of that, oh man, there'd be some heads rolling. Now you got Square Enix. You got shareholders questioning the involvement of these DEI companies like Sweet Baby Inc. being involved with their companies, going, what are we doing here? Is there a contract with these people? What's going on? We're finding out that they're actually working in conjunction, allegedly, with these different outlets like IGN and all that, these different outlets, to extort money from companies like what is it, the new Chinese game, Black Myth Wuhan, that's coming out. They were trying to ask for $7 million, and when they said, go pound sand, IGN started putting out hit pieces for them. And you watch these journalists defend these DEI companies. They defend them. They will go to bat for them 100% of the time. Why? Because they believe the ideology here? I don't think so. I honestly don't think any of these people believe that ideology. It's such garbage, and they know it. They know forced diversity is a losing proposition. They know, now companies know that, BlackRock and Vanguard, they're all promising money if we do this diversity thing. Well, that money doesn't seem like it's coming in because these games are losing so much money. And how much money do these companies have to invest in companies that keep losing money? It's a losing proposition. It's unsustainable, and it will fall. And it is falling. We're watching it in real time fall apart around us, Absolutely despicable, Real diversity, natural, organic, no problem with that. It's absolutely fine. It's acceptable. You want to make a game like a Grand Theft Auto, that's going to have all kinds of people in it because it's set in a city, and cities are very diverse and very crazy and all that. 15th, 14th century feudal Japan, he's just a bunch of Japanese dudes. I mean, come on, be for real. There's one black guy in the country at the time, and you focus the game on him. That's absolutely retarded. Absolutely retarded. So, yeah, these things, but here's Sony going to bat. So, anyway, furthermore, the developer's director of IP, Kim Creans, detailed that the game will feature cinematic vignettes every week. Oh, this is more about this stupid-ass game. This Concord's going to shit the bed immediately upon release as well. But yeah, they're going to have new vignettes each week. Each character brings their own unique personality, skills, and wide-ranging perspectives to the crew. This is a game where you get to play as Lizzo as one of the characters. Lizzo in some cheap plastic armor, it looks like. PlayStation Studios Insomniac Games worked with Sweet Baby Inc. on Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and confirmed they're working on Marvel's Wolverine. And we saw what Jean Grey looks like in there. Now, granted, I did admit that is not the finished product, of course, but she looks absolutely vile. She looks like the guy from GameStop screaming, "It's ma'am! It's ma'am!" Yeah, it does not look like Jean Grey at all. And of course, you know, just I predicted it too. When I put that video out a few days ago, I was like, there's gonna be some jerk off in the comments going, "Oh, you're just gonna have to look somewhere else for jerk off material." I'm like, you know, I mentioned that in the video itself. It's not about that, you clown shoes. It's about the destruction of art and culture and DEI. Elon Musk said it himself. DEI destroys art, and he's absolutely correct on that. Art is you create art from inside the heart. You visualize something and you make it, whether it be a book, a movie, a drawing, whatever. It's something you create. A video game. Video games are collaborative art pieces. And when you start forcing things into it, it becomes it kills the art in it, right? That's why, like, a painting, like if I'm a painter and I make a painting, it's going to be whatever I'm visualizing and all that. If I'm making a painting for a company, it's an advertisement. It still has art inside of it, but it's no longer pure art. You know, it's been tainted by whatever the company wants. You know, the head of the company wants the logo over here, and they want this to look like that. You know, and this guy wants this, so it becomes a collaborative piece. And while it is still art, it's not the same. It's not pure anymore. But DEI, you know, that's a different story. That's just there to absolutely destroy art. Anyway, we know the company worked with the Suicide Squad, $200 million impairment charge. The game sales are so atrocious. Absolutely awful. Awful. And what's with this woman being in every freaking video game anymore? Oh, but Sweet Baby has put out their mission on their website. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. No, you just aim to make money and extort money from various developers who are scared of offending a small minority of people. That's what you guys do, you know. Kim Belair, the CEO, has compared male gamers to picky babies. Well, guess what? We're not eating what you're putting out there, Kim, so, you know, you're going to be the one starving to death in the end. I got a backlog that can keep me busy for 5 years. I'm not worried about it. I'll sit through this absolutely horrible time in gaming where everything is destroyed and wait and see what comes out on the other end if I'm still around, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll leave this whole link down here. You can read this whole thing. It goes through a lot about this industry and what's going on. I don't want to go through all of it because we've talked about a lot of this stuff, but I mean, yeah, PlayStation, you know, I've been a fan since the first PlayStation and all that, and I gotta tell you, this generation has not been that impressive. And Sony, if you keep going this route with these live service games and then this woke agenda and all that, you're gonna end up losing me eventually. And I've been around since the first PlayStation, and that would suck because I don't want to sever this relationship. I've got a lot of time and money invested into it, and you know, you guys have made a lot of money off me, but I will not be able to continue to support you if this is the route you want to take. So yeah, there's that. And there's a lot of people like me. I'm just one dude, but you know, you keep pushing and you will get pushed back upon. Anyway, please leave a like on the video down below if you agree with this, and you know, let me know your thoughts in the comments about all this crap, this woke garbage, and all these weird ideologies that are being forced upon us in video games. We see how it's done nothing but damage to the entertainment industry. I mean, you have to look no further than Star Wars or the MCU to see how Disney has just absolutely obliterated two beloved IPs that were freaking money printing machines and turned them into garbage factories. But whatever. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, peace.